And welcome into Real Deal Sports Talk. We are live from the Colorado Crush versus the Nebraska Danger here at the Budweiser Event Center in Loveland, Colorado. It is March 5th, 2017. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're having a good time. It's a great day for some football. Whether you're out getting ready for a high school game, a college game, you're practicing for the season, you're doing some kind of off-season workload, you're doing film tape, you're up here at the Crush game, or like my friend here who's sitting in with us, guy I just met, he's walking by the booth, and we're sitting out here next to the merchandise tent, outside Section J if you want to stop by. But Colorado Crush fan walking by, stops by the booth. Alex Cochran just happens to be the center of the Northern Colorado Nightmare of the Colorado Football Conference. Alex, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, a little bit about the team.
Well, I'm 24 years old. I'm originally from Delafield, Wisconsin, and I was sitting over at Ames Community College in History 101, and Colton Taylor, our quarterback, decided to come over and invite me over to the squad. And I checked it out online, NoCodeNightmare.com, and it was just something I had to get a part of. The UNC lacrosse team ended up not having a team this year. It's a club lacrosse team over at University of Northern Colorado. First time in school history they didn't have a squad, so I had to try to figure out what I was going to do next. So I kind of was just going to class, and you just heard about it, and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
So you were telling me a little bit about the Northern Colorado Nightmare. You're saying this is their first season. They're minor league.
Yes, sir.
Where can fans catch you guys this season?
So right now we're finalizing our home field games to be over at Northridge High School District 6 Stadium in Greeley. We'll be the season starts on May 13th. That's our first away game, but our first home game will be May 20th, I believe, against the Punishers. If you guys are really interested in trying to, be a part of the community and, get involved in some good football, some minor league football that's not as intense as, college football. When you go to college and you play football, you're there every single day doing meetings, waking up to stretch, to do workouts, and it's a lot. Every day, constantly grinding. It's something that a lot of people, they just look past that. But this is only a 1 day a week thing, and we're very, very understanding. If you guys want to get involved in Northern Colorado Nightmare, just look us up at NoCodeNightmare.com. That's NOCO Nightmare.com, and fill out a player form, or come check us out at the Loveland Sports Park, which is right off I-25, just west of I-25. On the left-hand side, and we usually practice Sundays, but I know starting in May, April, we're going to be practicing on Wednesday nights, probably around 6:30 or 7. But it's going to be a great time. I'm excited to be here at the Colorado Crush, Budweiser Event Center, just being a part of this with you, KP. This is great.
Definitely, it's great to have you. And you hit on some important stuff there that I really like about sports. The idea of community involvement, what it can bring to the community. Based on that, and you listed the website there. Is there social media? What are all the formats we can reach out and be part of this?
Facebook at NoCo Nightmare or Northern Colorado Nightmare. We're in the Colorado Football Conference. You go to CFC.com. That's another way of social media that we can get reached out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message us on Facebook. We will definitely be able to, communicate with you in a timely fashion. We're always trying to be on top of that. I know Dakota Boyd, our CEO, he's over at the conditioning spa right there in Greeley off 11th Ave, right by King Soopers. He's always trying to, be a part of it and just being on top of it. You know what I'm saying, KP? And
Definitely.
That's one thing that, that's us as people, we always got a million things to do, but staying on top of something is always fun to have, and being a part of a football team is one thing to have a release.
Definitely. So you're saying that the season starts up here in early May.
Yes, sir.
How many games are we looking forward to?
We're looking at 8 games. I know that there's a possibility of having the playoffs and then having the CFC championship game. I know there is a Rocky Mountain Bowl game that's a part of that as well, where they bring a team in from, I believe, a different state. I don't know 100% how it all works. Being from Wisconsin, the cheese land, where you can cut my arm, I bleed cheese. That's how we do things out there. I don't know, a whole lot about the whole Colorado Football Conference, but I'm excited to be a part of it this year.
Definitely, that's awesome. Always starting off something new. It's great to get the pads on. We were talking about that a little bit. You've been out of the game for a little while.
Yes, sir.
I've been out of the game for a while now, and we've both shared the experience of what it's like to put the pads back on and really get in there.
Oh man, it's such a great feeling. And when I come here to the Colorado Crush game, Coach Dean Peacock, he gave me the tickets. Over at Wilcox, I was delivering a pizza for Domino's, and I met him over at the American Inn. And I was like, wow, you're from Milwaukee. I'm like, I'm from Delafield. This is crazy. Small world. And I got his number, and I've been, trying to stay in contact. My goal is to try to, obviously graduate college and, move forward and maybe try to play for the Colorado Crush one day. That'd be kind of cool if I could stay healthy.
That would be awesome. Definitely turn things into opportunities and take advantage of them. I know the Crush will be looking for, tryouts again for next season, definitely. So hopefully if you stay healthy through this, Northern Colorado Nightmare season.
That's just the one thing that we definitely pride ourselves on is just to take care of ourselves so we can go and, get our bread and butter, go to work and take care of the little things. But the one thing I'll also put in there about the Northern Colorado Nightmare is, we got a film squad coming out to be able to be at our home games. It's maybe some of our away games. It's going to try to put together a great highlight film. And I'm talking multiple angles. And that's one really key thing that, coaches look for. They like to see the good film. They want to see what you're made of, and that's one thing that we're trying to bring to the table here at Northern Colorado Nightmare.
Awesome. It's great to hear you guys are doing that. I personally spent about 10 years of my life in Greeley, so I know that community. I know how they miss the Broncos training camp being up there, so I can see them fully embracing you guys this season, coming out and showing their support. You were telling me about your owners, the Farron Brooks.
Yes, Dan and Carrie Fairbrook. Yep.
Congratulations. I want to just, say that's awesome what they're doing, putting this out there for you guys, putting it out there for the community.
And it goes, with their kids too. Trent Fairbrook, our leader of our defense, he's middle linebacker, number 5. I mean, he picked up with it and ran with it, and he's been trying to get everybody together. And I know he's always going to gyms and other places, where we could maybe find some talent. And it's all about, having that demeanor of, hey, like, you can be a part of this. It's not that strenuous on life. You can still have a life outside of football. But,
right.
It is fun to get out there, get underneath the lights a little bit, have some fun. And if you're with it, please check us out, nocodnightmare.com.
Definitely, guys. You got to check that out. Support all levels of football. Support your community. Check it out. It's good entertainment, if nothing else. It's something you can bring your family to. So outside of Northern Colorado Nightmare, what brought you out to the game today, Alex?
Honestly, my girlfriend, Krista Thorin, she's a teacher over at Trail Ridge Middle School in Longmont. She teaches 6th grade math. She's never been to like a football game, not even a Packer game, let alone an indoor game, So this is actually my first indoor game experience as well. I've been to the Green Bay Blizzards before, but not to the Colorado Crush, so it's my first Colorado, Crush experience, but it is nice to, be out here and just to see everything going on.
Definitely, and I bet the 6th graders over at Trail Ridge really appreciate that shout out.
Oh, hey. My girlfriend, she works really hard, and it's just good to, get her outside of the teaching life, because, teachers, they work really hard and try to, teach the kids in the community how to be successful, inside the classroom and outside of it.
It starts with the kids for sure, whether you're in athletics or academia, it starts with the kids. That is Alex Cochran from the Northern Colorado Nightmare. I want to thank you for stopping by and talking with us.
Thanks, KP. This is awesome. I really appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
All right, enjoy the game, Alex.
Yeah, take care.
All right, that was Alex Cochran, fan of the Colorado Rush and center for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. Just happened to be stopping by, got him on the radio. did some publicity there for the team. It's all love. It's real. It's all love. That's what we do here. That's how we work. We will do what we can to promote who we can, bring everybody up. We starting from the bottom, now we're here. So on today's show, let's just move into what we got going on a little bit, what we're going to cover on today's show. We're definitely going to go through, we'll recap week one, how it turned out. Tough loss in week one, but we'll recap that, go over how the game went. We're going to talk about today's game, obviously, versus Nebraska Danger. We'll introduce who the Danger are, what they got going on the season, and some key points that the Crush will have to hit to pull out the W today. We also have some interviews with coaches. We have interviews with players after the game today. After this show, after the game is over, we will be down on the field live. We will recap the game live at that point. We will try and get some player reaction, some fan reaction, and we'll see if we can catch up with a couple of the coaches at that time as well. Also on today's show, hopefully, we're going to try and get a hold of Dion Wainwood. If you guys remember, if the listeners out there remember, Dion Wainwood is the owner, operator, player, coach of the Idaho Phoenix, a semi-pro team based out of Idaho that we have had on the show before. It's going to go real seamless with having the Northern Colorado Nightmare on, another minor league organization, another form of football that's out there for these guys. But maybe they didn't get the chance out of high school or out of college, or maybe they did and now this is their second chance, or they had an injury and they're getting another chance to get into it. True football players will understand, true athletes will understand. When you lose that sport, when you lose that activity, or it goes away for any amount of time, and I was talking to Alex about this, he actually had about a 5-year break in his playing career before he got back on with the Northern Colorado Nightmare. I have had a large break since my playing days ended after a bad car accident prior to college. That urge to compete, that urge to go out there and have the pads, hear crunching and make hits, that doesn't go away. It's a beautiful thing. It's something that last week when I was at the game, after we got off the air and I went down and, was watching the game, taking it in, seeing how everything ran, noticing the differences in the indoor and the outdoor game, I started salivating. I started getting excited. My blood started rushing. I wanted to be out there with the pads. Now, I'm in no physical shape to do that anymore. It's been going on 18 years since I played football, since that car accident. I ended up getting double T-boned. My fault. I'll take credit for it. I was not paying proper attention to the lights. I was changing the radio station. I saw a yellow light. Looked up. Next thing I know, I had 2 cars going 40 miles per hour plowing into me from each side. And I got pretty banged up and wasn't able to play anymore after that. It took me a long time to get over it. It does. I still get that competitive edge. If you listen to Big Al on 104.3 The Fan, he talks about waking up and having nightmares about not being ready for the game or having football dreams. That's very real tough. We do, as former athletes, have those dreams. Like I said, I'm going on almost 20 years since I have strapped on a helmet and pads, and I still have those dreams. I love the game. Now, I probably never would have been good enough to go pro. I didn't want it to be a business. It wasn't about that. I didn't want to make money. I loved just playing the game. I loved the game. I loved playing the game. I loved being on the team. I loved everything that went into it. However, I know about myself. I didn't want it to be a business. I didn't want it to be the only thing I was. I love it. I love the game. I love being around it. I love everything that it can bring. All right, with that being said, let's get into last week's game so we can start talking about some stuff on this show, shall we? Last week, opening week, we opened at home, Colorado Crush at the Budweiser Event Center. We took on the Salt Lake Screaming Eagles in the Franchise Bowl because the same ownership group does own both of those teams. And it was a tough loss. Salt Lake pulled it out in overtime by 1 point, 42-41. Which was great for them. I mean, they had lost the previous week. They were coming in 0-1. They had a lot on the line. And they pulled it out in overtime. They went for the win. They pulled the Jack Del Rio